Life is sweet. Let it sweep you off your feet.
Hi, this is Allie, and this is Find Your Joy. And today, what am I doing? Well, let me tell you. I am going to get involved in one of these ask the person questions things that's going around here, and I'm going to just go through this list because people have been asking me some questions. I'm not sure if the ones you want to know the answers to will be on here or not, but hey, let's give it a shot. What time do I go to bed? Well, I do best if I go to bed quite early, like 10 or 11, because I'm a really early riser. And so it doesn't really matter if I've gone to bed late or not, I'm getting up early because that's how that goes. Celebrity crush, don't really know if I have a celebrity crush. My husband might tell me otherwise. He might. I'm not really sure. But I can tell you this for sure. As far as a celebrity girl crush, a woman who I think is amazing and absolutely crushes it goes, okay, Jessica Biel. Oh my God, that woman's awesome. If you haven't seen Sinner, I think it's the first season of Sinner, she's just phenomenal. Anyways, how would I rate my children on a scale from 1 to 10? I don't know, a zillion. What kind of a question is that? What's my middle name? Doesn't matter. My favorite value in friends. Oh, that's a really good one. I really value honesty and people who I can trust, people who I'm a really loyal friend. I'm a really loyal friend. And so that matters to me a lot. Loyalty matters to me. And being honest with me, that matters to me a lot. My favorite or funniest memory from high school, oh my gosh, I have a ridiculously large amount of embarrassing and fun memories, but I have one memory from high school. And I'm not even going to say her name, Beanie. But I have a memory from high school where we went to Led Zeppelin because I'm that old. It was either in 1973 or 75, probably 75. And one of my friends got quite intoxicated, and we were in the bathroom and she was getting sick. And we were listening to Black Dog from the bathroom. You just can't write this stuff, I'm telling you. What's my best trait? I am very honest and I'm a very loyal person. If I'm your friend, I'm your friend right to the end. Favorite restaurant? Don't really have a favorite restaurant because here's why. I have a lot of allergies. And so I would prefer not to be in a restaurant because I feel like I'm not ever really totally relaxed. So that's one of the things about me. So I love to cook. I love to have friends over and share a wonderful, intimate meal. I don't like large groups of people, not only because of my brain injury, I can get a little bit overwhelmed with conversations, too many going on at once. But I really like an intimate conversation. There's not much I enjoy as much as 2 to 4 people sitting around a table and being really vulnerable and really open and really honest and really raw with each other. I absolutely love that. An interesting fact about me, I'm not sure. I guess that I'm curious. I'm really curious. I want to learn and then learn more. And I have studied more things that seem like they don't have anything to do with each other than probably most people I know. But that's kind of how I am. The first thing I notice about people, probably their eyes, their smile, how they hold themselves. If they kind of feel safe. Spirit animal, I'm not even sure if that's cultural appropriation, so I'm not even touching that one. My favorite piece of clothing, well, it's going to be something cozy. Anything cozy and comfortable, I'm that girl. My longest relationship, I'm in it right now with my husband, Dave, and this November we'll be married 29 years, and he's amazing, and I hope we have another 59 more. My kids, well, they have their names. They're named Jesse Doodle and Rye Guy, so that's was that. My favorite subject in high school, I was a pretty messed up kid back in high school. I don't know that I really had a favorite subject because I didn't really involve myself in such things, but I can tell you this, that I really liked cooking. I liked the cooking class. And I really liked creating things. I took metalwork and woodwork, and I really enjoyed them a lot. And anything writing. So English, if I could write poems and stories, I always loved to write. I've been writing poetry since I probably was old enough to hold a pencil. So I really like that. My favorite ice cream flavor. Okay, so here's the thing about me. I'm not a fan of favorites. So every time I'm going to probably whine about that. Every time they ask me a favorite, I'm going to say, why do people ask favorites? Who even has a favorite? Does anyone have a favorite? Like, sure, I like chocolate ice cream, but I really also like vanilla ice cream, and then maybe with some candied pecans on it, or maybe with some I don't know, strawberries or something. Like I don't really, favorites aren't my thing. It depends on my mood, depends on just what's going on for me that moment. So that was that. My first job other than babysitting was I worked at Caribou Mushroom Farm in Burnaby when I was like 13 or 14 years old, climbing up inside the big greenhouses or whatever they're called that the mushrooms grow in. And we would have these little pocket knives and we'd climb up and pick the mushrooms and cut them and put them in the bag. My friend Roxanne got me that job. And that would have been like 1972 or something. I'm not even really sure about that. What's my first item on my bucket list? Long sigh. I don't know what my first item on my bucket list is. I may come back to it. I may not. There are many things on my bucket list. I really would love to take a camera and go to Africa and take pictures. That would be the only way I'd really want to do a safari type thing. So that interests me. Going to India really interests me. The Taj Mahal. I I don't know. I have to come back to that. I'm just making up things right now. My go-to hairstyle, I don't know, maybe this is it. This right now is I don't do anything to my hairstyle because I have curly hair. So I don't have a favorite of hairstyles either. Sometimes I want to have my hair short, long. I don't know. I don't have favorites. Favorites. Have I mentioned yet that favorites are not my favorite? Have I been to any concerts or festivals? Yes, many, many, many. I mean, I saw Led Zeppelin. I've seen Chicago, and I've seen Alice Cooper when he was in Vancouver, and they hadn't properly secured the toy box that he was on, and it was, pow, and he fell off into the audience and actually really hurt himself. But he had to go to the hospital, but he came back, man. He came back and finished his show. So that's pretty impressive. I remember when I was a teenager that there was, what's it called? American Graffiti. American Graffiti was a movie that came out when I was a teenager. And so there was a big remake of all the 50s people, and they came. And so I saw Chubby Checker and Chuck Berry and the Diamonds and the Shirelles, and the list goes on. I've seen so many people that I've just, oh my gosh. Well, my favorite, I do think I have a favorite. Mavis Staples is probably my favorite person in the world. And hey, little known fact. Here's an interesting thing about me. Okay, so Mavis Staples, I had a dream. And in my dream, I met Mavis Staples, and she passed me her mantle. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. I don't have time to tell you all this. No, I have time, but I'm just thinking it'll take me away from my story. So mantle is basically what a person carries with them. They have a gifting and they share that with another person. I'll say it that way. Anyways, the dream, I had this, and I ended up going all the way up to see her. I've seen her, I don't know how many times I've seen Mavis Staples live. But the really cool thing about this story is she did meet with me and spent over an hour with me. And we laughed and talked and cried and prayed and had a wonderful time. She's an amazing person. It could not have been a better, more memorable, incredible, beautiful, wonderful, spiritual, love-filled experience. I have never had anything like it. So that's a good one. That's a good one that I had that was pretty awesome. Most memorable childhood memories. I'm going to try to find a really good one. I used to want to fly when I was a kid. I was really obsessed. I always thought I could fly. I always have dreams I could fly. I've always wanted to fly. And when I was a kid, I was obsessed with flying. And so we lived up on this, I was up on the third story of this house. It's a very tall house. And I had put like, I don't know, sheets and papers and stuff. And I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been more than about 7, 6. I don't know. Apparently not a bright kid. And I was there hovering. I crawled out of my bedroom window when I was standing on the roof, and I was about to jump off, convinced I could fly, because I dreamt so much I could fly that I was sure I could. And my mom thankfully was there and said, "What the hell are you doing?" And so she made me get off the roof and not try to fly. Hey, here's another thing of a childhood memory that I don't know what you think about this, but I had a recurring, what was it? Experience dream? Not sure, but of an alien thing. This small alien ship or whatever would land in my neighbor's yard. I would wake up with the smell of bananas filling my room, and I would look out the window, and just this huge light was just glaring, and then this door would be opening, and that's all I would ever remember. And that's it. I've got no more. Did I mean an alien? Was that just a weird recurring dream that I was having? Who knows? It's just one of the many. Do I have bad habits? Oh my gosh. I probably have lots of bad habits. I don't bite my nails anymore though, so that's awesome. I'm a nervous eater. I can really get in my head and have a bunch of anxiety. So I think that's kind of a bad habit, is allowing myself to, when I know way better, I allow myself at times to go into little spinning in my head. So I think that's a thing that many people, many of us, all of you listening, I'm sure, creative types. I had a beautiful friend say to me once, I think you struggle with anxiety because you're such a creative person, and your imagination is going and going and going all the time. And once in a while, it just shoves something in there that's not so pleasant. So there we go. That's one. Do I have any pets? I do. The love of my life, my German Shepherd, Sammy. Samalama Ding Dong. And she will be 8 in September. And she has been through so much, that girl. At 4 years old, she was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma. They said if we didn't do this certain, basically she had 2 weeks to live, and we chose to go the chemo route. They accidentally, or was it accidentally? I don't know. Maybe it was a blessing, but she had one extra one. And they said if she had the chemo, she might have 9 to 18 months. And it has now this year it will be 5 years if she makes it to November, which of course she will. And so she has so far surpassed anything that she thought could happen. And she's also had 2 knee replacements, this poor girl. Anyway, she's awesome. She's my love. I adore her. And our daughter is living with us right now, and she has 2 cats, and they're fabulous as well. How many siblings do I have? Well, there's 9 kids in my family. I have 7 brothers, 1 sister. And yeah, they're awesome. City or country? Which do I prefer living in? Oh, Lord, you even have to ask. Country, please. Where did I grow up? I grew up in the lower mainland of British Columbia, the Vancouver area, specifically in Coquitlam. Social media platform I use most, Facebook, only because I don't really know how to do them all. What do I wish people knew about me? I'm not really much of a closed book, am I? So what I think pretty much people know anything about me if they do. I hope that they remember that sometimes I think that I sometimes forget to contact people. Not when I said I would, but just I think about them and then I forget about them. So I guess what I wish that they would know about me is that I love them. I love people. I love my friends. I love my family. I have a very large capacity for love. And if I have not told you lately that I love you, that's what I wish you knew, that I loved you. What was the last time I embarrassed myself? Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I can't keep track of that. I don't even know when the last time. If I can think of one, I will. My life goals, I'm doing them, baby. I'm doing them. I'm doing a podcast. I'm writing books. I'm writing songs. I'm painting. I am living my life with the man of my absolute dreams, and I have kids that are happy and healthy and grandkids that are happy and healthy, and I am blessed beyond anything I could have ever imagined. And I didn't come from a place like that, and I never would have believed it was possible for me until it was. So those are my goals. My morning routine used to be very different, but now that I'm kind of doing life the way I'm doing it, is just, I just spend a really quiet morning. That's sometimes I go through my gratitude list, and then I quite often like to play word games on my phone or iPad. That's the truth. That's a fact, Jack. How would I describe my fashion sense? Lacking. It is greatly lacking. That's what I would say about my fashion sense. I like comfortable. I like pretty and things like that, but comfortable is always going to be first for me. Not when I was younger, probably, but hey, I'm going to be 64 this year. Will you still need me? Will you still? Yeah. Anyways, the Beatles song. So I am definitely comfortable matters. My favorite book. Okay, so let me go through the different ages that I was. So as a kid growing up, I would say that Pippi Longstocking, I mean, she was a redheaded girl, so right there. She was kind of quirky, right there. So redheaded and quirky, and she had freckles. I mean, already we have my three things that were totally me. And she lived with her uncle, but he was always at sea, and my parents were divorced, and I think I felt a kinship to her because she wasn't like the normal family thing that was going on in the world, and so that made me feel so amazing and happy. Hobbies. I don't know. I guess everything I do could be a hobby or it could be a profession. So I think that if a hobby, I do like to do crafts. I like to make Christmas decorations and paint rocks and things like that. That might be hobbies. What inspires me? I am really inspired by people who are brave enough and vulnerable enough and honest enough to just share who they are with all their warts and all their blemishes and whoever they are, people who are honest in the midst of things that are difficult to be honest about. That inspires me a lot. And people who choose to be kind when they could have gone another route, that inspires me a lot. My daughter and my son, oh my gosh, they both inspire me so much. My daughter just, that'll be a whole show on her, and my son too, a whole show on him. So, and my husband, my family inspires me. My favorite color. Oh my gosh, with the favorites again. Okay, so there's certain colors I really like together: greens and blues, oranges and reds and yellows. I don't know. I just don't have favorites. It depends on my mood, depends on what's going on. My coffee order, I don't drink coffee. Hey, there's something. I've never drank a cup of coffee in my life. Although I will tell you, true story, many years ago, 40 plus years ago, I was working at the hospital and we were out carousing, and I was afraid I would fall asleep and not wake up because my shift started at 6 o'clock at the hospital. I worked in the foods. And so I just stayed awake, and I had been drinking, and I figured I was fine, but I got there and my boss didn't think I was fine. And she said to me, she was mad, and rightfully so. Now, I thought I was being really responsible by just making sure I showed up after, partying and stuff like that, and not thinking that I shouldn't have been out partying and carousing. But anyways, she said to me, you go sit down over there and have a cup of coffee, and you wash your face and go have a cup of coffee. And I said to her, I don't drink coffee. And she said to me, you do now. So there's my coffee story. A dream job as a kid. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a few things. I wanted to be a singer, I wanted to be a writer, and I wanted to be a teacher. And I'm pretty much doing all those things now. My favorite TV show quote. Oh man. Okay, so my current favorite TV shows, I am a huge, ginormous. I'm a Modern Family fan. Oh my gosh, I was so late to the show. I didn't even know that show existed. Well, I probably knew it existed, but I had never watched it till after it was already the finale thing. And I am now on my count 'em, eighth time watching that start to finish. And I love that show. But I think one of my favorite quotes, though there's so many, I don't know, but one of my favorites is just said repeatedly, "What's the plan, Phil?" And it just cracks me up every time. I love that show. And here's the reason, one of the reasons I love that show so much is because they all love each other. They're not perfect. They're not anything like that. But man, they are a family that really loves each other and spends a lot of time together. And I love that about that show, and I love that about them. So there's that one. And my other show that I really like is Monk, another show I never found out till later. I'm just going through it my second time right now, start to finish. And I think just when he says things like, "It's a blessing and a curse," because don't we all know that one really, really well? Or then he'll tell them something which is completely to do with his little neuroses, and then he'll say, to do this thing, and then he fixes this thing for them in his mind, fixes it, and then he goes, "You'll thank me later." So there, those are some of mine. How many countries have I traveled to? Okay, let's try to figure this out. Not a lot, not nearly as many as I want to or I will, but well, I live in Canada. I've been to many of the states in the United States. Hawaii, I'm counting it separate because it feels like a very different place to me than the rest of the United States. I have been to Mexico, a few different places in Mexico. I have been to Hungary, and I've been to Greece and Italy, Austria. I can't really count when we just landed in the Netherlands, like landing down, didn't really visit the place. So those are the places that I have been to. Some of my favorite YouTubers, hey, check out Diva in the Dirt. She's pretty fabulous. Maureen Washington. She's got a great little show there about doing gardening and all that. So she's an urban gardener, so she's pretty awesome. And I really like Own Your Awkward with Andy Vargo. And Jamal, when he listens to the songs for the first time, oh my gosh, I love that guy so much. And Rick Leaf and Tribe of One. He's got some great videos and stuff that he does. I'm probably going to miss a whole bunch of people that I really like, but that's okay. I just trying to think of them. Dogs or cats? Well, I'm a dog person, but I mean, I love them all. PC or Mac, who cares? I don't even, my nickname, I'm Alison, Allie, Red, Ginger, Nana, Mummy Dearest. Oh my goodness, there's a whole bunch of that I've over the years that I've been called. I used to be a redhead. I don't know what it is now, but some of my favorite actors, oh my goodness gracious me. Oh, I don't even know. I don't really like favorite things. It really depends on what it is. And I'm sure I'll think later about somebody who just blows my mind and how I think they're just amazing. But yeah, I can't. My memory doesn't serve me that well all the time. My favorite thing to do in my free time. I have a lot of free time. So I like to write. I like to paint. I like to go for walks. With my girlfriend, Kate. I love going for walks with my friend, Kate, and we talk about the world and all that's in it. Have friends that we get together with and sing. And I just, really my favorite thing to do is spend time with people that I love. So there's that. I live in Canada. Favorite brand of clothing? Are you kidding me? Oh, wait, if I was going to say one, I do. Wait a second. Okay, if I was going to say one, I don't know for designers or brands. I'm telling you, I am not good at that. But, and please let me pronounce this name, Yosef Ribkov. I love his stuff. And Simply. I like Simply. It's pretty and it's comfortable and it's wash and wear, and you can roll it up and shove it in your luggage and it comes out looking awesome the next date. My idea of a dream date, Just anything that I would do with my husband, I guess, just anything. We do all kinds of fun things together. I think one of my dream date things would probably be him and we've gone kayaking a few times, maybe just a day someplace out. Gosh, it would probably be in Hawaii because I love Hawaii so much. And okay, so if it was in Hawaii, let it be. This day would start like this: go for a walk, go for a swim in a hot tub, and then have a beautiful breakfast looking out over the beach. And then maybe we'd go kayaking or something like that, really awesome. And then we would go and see Uncle George Kahumoko. I'm not even saying the name right now, but please forgive me. I have memory issues. But anytime in Maui, you get to see that man, that's a treat. And so it would be something like that. Which of my parents do I resemble? I'm not sure. I think people think I look just like my mom, and then people say I'm just like my dad. And so I'm not really sure. I hope that I resemble them both because they are amazing, wonderful people. They're both gone now, and I miss them very much. And yeah, I would say that. I would say I hope that I took at least a little bit of the very best of those two incredible people. And I hold them very close and near and dear in my heart. Do I have allergies? Oh my gosh, I have lots of allergies. Blech. A favorite sport? Well, listen, my son is now into pro wrestling. He got into that for his son. So here's how it works. I'm not really into football, baseball, softball, or wrestling, but I'm really into my family. They matter a lot to me. So my son, Rad Dad, he is doing wrestling. And he got into that to do something with his son, DJ Cash. And so they're both, DJ Cash will be doing his premiere of doing wrestling soon. Our son, Ryan, he's Rad Dad. So, and they're with 365 Wrestling. Give them a shout out. And our granddaughter is into fast pitch. So again, I might not be into wrestling, but I'm really into my son, and that makes me into wrestling because I love to watch him do anything. Fast pitch, I love to watch my granddaughter, and I'm enjoying it when I'm there. It's not like I'm sitting there thinking this is horrible. It's just I likely wouldn't have gotten into it without them. And now, and our nephew Danny is a football player, and so in fact today is the CFL draft. So. And so there's that, and we're waiting to hear about that today. We'll know in about 5 hours from now. It will be done, and we will know if or what happened. But I wouldn't have thought I would be into football. But I go and watch his games. I watch them on TV, and then Dave explain. I say, "What's that? What's that? How come?" So I'm basically. I'm very much not into sports. I don't think. But then when my family's involved, my son used to play soccer. I love to watch that. Now here's the thing. Here's the only thing that neither really, darts isn't a sport, but I really like playing darts. I suck at it, but I really enjoy it. And a long time ago, I took scuba diving lessons, and I think I could make that a goal for myself to do that again. I don't know, but maybe before my 65th or 70th birthday, maybe I would do that. So, that's a little bit about me. Other than that, hey, what do I do? I write. Wait, here's some of the books I'm in. These books, I'm a co-author in. This book is the book I wrote. And that is, what is that? The Art of Healing Trauma, Finding Joy Through Creativity, Spirituality, and Forgiveness. I'm in 2 WOW books, which is Women of Worth, and they are collaborations, and they are fabulous. And Christina Aram, whoop, whoop, she's pretty darn awesome, and she's the creator and the goddess who created all of that. And this is the family tree, mother and son stories, and that is with the beautiful Rebecca Harrison. That's that's kind of what I do. And I'm writing children's books right now. And Carly Fallon is our niece, and she is the illustrator. So there's a little bit about me. I am a person who lives with a brain injury. I live with PTSD, and I've just decided that those things will not define me. And I just every day put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. And I invite you to do the same wherever you've been, whatever you've experienced. All I want to say really is that you can do it, whatever that it is, whatever the thing is that you dream of, whatever that thing that has been deposited in you, you have the ability to attain that. I believe that with all my heart. Maybe not putting sheets on you and jumping off the roof and flying, but I could have found other ways to allow myself to fly. So that's it. Just soar, fly, be all you can be. Believe, believe, believe. Find your joy always. This is Allie. Now you know more about me than you ever wanted to, probably. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you found a piece of your joy in this episode, I would love to hear about what came up for you so that we can continue to grow the impact of this show. Thanks again. See you soon. And remember, find your joy.